Hello, welcome to the best marketing podcast ever. I'm Hannah Eisted, and today I want to talk to you about content, all of the things that I've been up to, and the most obvious elephant in this room, that I am actually in this room recording a podcast video to share with you today. So recently I've been really busy and I was at SISTALAND festival speaking. I spoke all about Big Fish Energy and had really good feedback. It was so hot that day, but it was just such a gorgeous festival. We were there for the weekend. We had an Airbnb locally and it was really inspiring. A lot of the talks were just incredible women who were sharing their stories and sharing the things that they were passionate about. So yeah, I felt really grateful to be a part of that. So I was at SISTALAND Festival and then I came home for one day and then got back on the train, went to London, and I went to CreatorFest. So I was very generously invited to have dinner with Adobe on the Monday night at Duck and Waffle, and that was such a good experience. We had these amazing goodie bag boxes, which I am using my new tripod now to hold up the phone, this setup. And yeah, that was a really nice experience. And then we went to CreatorFest the next day. So I had bought tickets for CreatorFest back in February, and I was then nominated, I nominated myself, to be quite honest with you, for the Community Builder of the Year Awards at the CreatorFest Awards. And because I was shortlisted for that, they then gave me a ticket, which I gave to my friend Liz. And it was me and my friend Liz, and then my friend Chloe, who I grew up with, one of my oldest friends. We all went to CreatorFest. And one of the talks that I definitely liked the best was the Spotify one. So I use Spotify for Creators for my podcast. I have for a long time. I can't remember what it was before. It was something else and then it shifted over. So I've basically just been on that path the whole time. But I really found that talk interesting, and I think it's mostly because it was so useful and practical, and the main takeaway that I got from it was I need to be doing video for my podcast. And so this is me trying it out. I really just wanted to make this as simple and as easy as possible. I mean, I can see this microphone like shaking because my legs are moving and there's a table underneath me. So I know I haven't got this set up quite right yet, but I am not a perfectionist in any sense of the word. I don't like overthinking things. And as I was looking at this setup with my husband, and he was like, you know, maybe you could do it in front of your desk, maybe you could do it here. And I was like, if I do it in front of my desk, I've got to clean my desk, I've got to think about what the screen is behind me, I've got to then find something to balance this microphone on that's going to be tall enough. And I just knew I wouldn't do it, or I wouldn't do it today. And actually, I want to get this stuff out to you. I want to be talking about it. I want to take action on it, and I want to show you that you can take action on these things too. So it is Tuesday today, and this is me 1 week later taking action on the stuff that I learned last Tuesday in that talk. So that was a brilliant talk from Spotify, and I really enjoyed it because I am someone who I like for you to just tell me what to do and I will go and do it. That is the best way that works for me. And that is why I run a membership where I literally give you a daily 10-minute task and you go off and do it each day, because that is how I like to work. That is what I felt like I needed. And obviously we've been going for almost 5 years now, so lots of people felt like they needed that too. But when I go to talks and festivals and things like this, especially industry related ones, that is also the content that I like to consume. And actually, that is the content that I like to give as well. So in my Atomicon talk in June, it was very practical. It literally said, here's the thing I want you to do, and here's how you'll actually do it in 10 minutes. So I really try and make it so this is stuff you will actually do and you can actually do too. So that is something that I definitely took away from CreatorFest. I really enjoyed the more practical talks more, and they really gave me something that I could action. I loved the talk with Natalie O'Neill about Substack. Substack isn't something that I use, but a lot of my members do, so that was really interesting. I also found Mia's talk really interesting as well. She is just inspirational. The fact that she works so hard and how hard she works, and I love her message about being everywhere, being omnipresent, and really using the stuff that you have. And actually, that is what I think I would pitch to CreatorFest for next year. So I pitched for this year, I will pitch again for next year, I will keep pitching because I really want to do more public speaking this year. And that is what I would pitch: how to squeeze the juice out of the time that you are spending on content. Because I think that content creators do this so well that there is a step that they are missing at the end. So this is my pitch. This is what I'd love to speak about at CreatorFest next year. There are some really amazing creators on TikTok. The one that comes to mind is Becca, who goes to the festivals, she loves charity shopping, and she is so good at finding like a thing, an event, and then creating content out of every single moment of that event. So you don't need to have loads of things happening in your life to be able to get lots of content out of it. You just need to know how to basically squeeze the juice out of that one moment. So for example, if she was going to a festival, she would then have, getting ready, packing up your stuff, the drive on the way there, getting ready for the first day, here's me setting up my tent, here's the people that I saw, B-roll videos, videos just with like a quote on them, coming home from that day, coming home from the festival. So can you see how there are so many of these different moments where she is then creating content out of them, and she's really squeezing the juice so that she has all of this content and she can then be omnipresent with it. But then the thing that I am noticing that a lot of creators are missing, which is something that Mia did speak about, is the marketing that comes after that. So there's the content creation, which is all incredible and such a good way to work with brands. But you can then turn that into an email newsletter, you could turn it into a Substack, you could turn it into a blog post, you could talk about it on LinkedIn, you could make a YouTube video out of it, you could turn it into a podcast, you could take that transcript and it can be carousel posts. So there's almost this extra step that can come after the TikTok, the Instagram, which means you can be omnipresent and also give yourself a break, because there is so much content that you can squeeze the juice from, that you can use in your marketing plan, and you don't have to start from scratch every single time. So that is what I would love to speak about at CreatorFest next year. Let me know if that would be interesting for you. Pop a comment below. Apparently Spotify said that is a really good thing to do. So I'm definitely going to be encouraging you more to comment on these podcast episodes. So yeah, they were a couple of the things that I have been up to and the things that I've really learnt from them. I enjoyed both of the festivals, and yeah, I would go to them both next year. So watch this space. Let's see who's going to be speaking. So the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the Best 90 Days Ever, my marketing membership is now evergreen, which is a decision that I have been wanting to do for such a long time, and I couldn't really figure out how to make that possible, how to move over from doing all of these launches. So I did 19 launches of the Best 90 Days Ever, and I love launching and I will still be doing launches. But I want to give people the opportunity to join when they need it and when it's going to be sort of suitable and accessible for them. Because I was just noticing that I was launching, and if people missed that deadline, then I would be saying, yeah, you can join us, but not, for another like 82 days. And they're probably going to go somewhere else, because I would, and I don't blame them for that. So it's now evergreen, and one of the things we are doing for summer is a summer content sprint. So that is going to be next week, which I think is the week starting the 27th of July. And I'm really excited. So on the meal that I went to on Monday with Adobe, they actually gave me a DJI mini mic. I wish I had it, but I think I left it in the house. And I already have a DJI mini mic. So I'm giving that away as a competition prize to one of the members. We are going to have challenges, which is really exciting. We have my big content batching workshop on the Wednesday, which is 3 hours long. It is optional. You can drop in and out. You don't have to come to the whole thing. Like, the more you come, the more prompts you get. But, you could come in for 10 minutes and you would still get value from it. And we also are going to have tutorials, because I noticed that lots of people want to do different types of content, but they actually just don't know how to do it. And It is simple, it is very easy to do, but someone does need to show you how to do it. Like, before I set this up, I was wondering, how am I going to set up my phone and my mic to connect to each other, and my laptop and GarageBand and all of these things? And I had to Google it and I had to find out how to do it. And this is me experimenting with the way to do it. So that is what I want to help the members with as well in the best 90 days ever. So I will give them the tutorials, and I will show them how to do these different marketing techniques. Things like reels, things like carousel posts, my email newsletter, which I use Flowdesk for. All of these things, I'm going to be showing them some tutorials. And yeah, we're obviously going to have the daily challenges as well. So I'd love for you to come and join us if that is something that would interest you. My goal is, I want you to have content that you can share over the summer months without having to sit down at your phone or your laptop and always be creating this stuff. I want it there, ready to go. So you can post when you're on holiday if you want to. You can post in the morning, put your phone down and leave it because the post has gone out and you already had it there. So yeah, I'd love you to come and join us for that. Doors are always open. So you can click the link in the show notes, or are there show notes on YouTube? I don't know. There will be a link and I'm sure you will be able to find it. So this week in the best 90 days ever, we have been doing the final part of my Sun framework, which I am going to do another podcast episode about. The Sun framework spells out sun. It is setting up to sell, which has been such a good week. I loved that week. Understanding your audience. And then this week, the week we are currently on, which is nurturing over summer. So what I've noticed with a lot of business owners is that we are halfway through the year now, and often they will start the year and there'll be, all this excitement, they'll be revved up, they'll be rallying, they'll be posting the content, doing the stuff, sending the emails, doing YouTubes and podcasts like this, and then it gets to the summer months and they drift off, or they go on holiday, or they find there's other things to be doing, and it's really hard to get this marketing out there because there's so many other things that you would rather do with your time, and I get that. But if you go completely silent over these 6 weeks, when you come to post again or launch again or sell again in September and October, you're going to have to start from scratch. And that kind of runway up to getting back to where you were can be really difficult to get back to. So yeah, I would really recommend just doing some slow, calm nurturing over the summer. Doesn't have to be anything mad, doesn't have to be anything strenuous or stressful on you. It's just you talking to your audience, nurturing all of those warm leads and those people that were interested in your stuff from the first half of the year, so that if they are still interested in the second half of the year, they're there, they're ready to sign up, they're ready to come and work with you because you have an amazing offer that they have already expressed an interest in. So that's what we are doing this week. So the task for today, which I will give you, is to message 3 people. So you might have some previous clients that you might want to check in with and just see how they're getting on. You might have some people who express an interest in the things that you do. I have a new offer coming in September called Big Fish Energy, and I am going to be emailing 3 people who have expressed an interest in that and maybe haven't booked on yet. I'm just going to check in. It's not a sales pitch. It's not me going, are you going to sign up yet? Are you going to sign up? I want you to sign up. It is just me checking in, asking if they have any questions, seeing if there's any way that I can help. Just, no pressure, nurturing. We're going for nurturing, we're not going for pressure. So checking in with those, and even with your past clients, the checking in can just be, how are you getting on? How's everything going? You're not doing it to lead to a sale. You're doing it because you're genuinely interested in how they have found, the after bit after working with you. So that's something to really think about. The other reason why I think summer is such a great time for nurturing your audience is that summer is a really good time to share more personal things and the things that you've been up to. So it can always be easier to create content because I know a lot of people don't want to feel salesy, they don't want to sell all the time, they don't want to always feel like they're promoting their stuff, but you can just talk about you. You can talk about the things you're up to. So I love sharing when we're going going down the beach, or when we've gone on a hike, or when we've gone to the waterfall, which we did the other day, and we did watercolours and it was amazing. I love sharing those bits, and they really give people a chance to connect with you, because you are a business owner and you are going to be selling your offers, but you're also probably a personal brand, and that means you can share things about who you are, the things that you love, the values that you have, the things that give people a chance to connect with. So if people are choosing between, 3 different options, you all offer roughly the same thing, there's going to be a reason that they would pick you over someone else, and it isn't necessarily always the specific offer that you have. Sometimes it is because you have 2 chocolate Labradors like me. Sometimes it's because you love tea. Sometimes it's because you love the beach. Sometimes it's because people can see you doing things that they would love to be able to do, and your offer maybe allows that in a subconscious way without you having to say it. Like, I don't have to always spell out the fact that because my marketing is so quick, I can go to the beach. I'm not spending hours chained to my desk. This podcast is such a good example of that. I am just sitting here on my floor. My foot has already gone dead, and I'm just sitting here doing it. I'm getting it done because I know that there are more important things than the perfectionism and the overthinking. I want to get this out and I want to talk to you, but I also want to have a life this summer as well. I want to go to the beach and I want to go out with my dogs and go out with my husband and do different things. So when you share that stuff, don't underestimate how much that connection can really help your business and the offer that you are talking about. So that's what we've been doing this week in the best 90 days ever. As I mentioned, if you come and join us, you will get instant access. So if you join today, you can join us straight away for nurturing your audience. But I'd love you to come and join us next week for our content sprint. It is going to be so good. It is £90 for 90 days. Or if you sign up for the year, you save £180. So yeah, that's something you might want to look into as well. But we've had such a good 3 weeks, and you will get access to all of that as well, everything that we have done for the last 90 days. Whatever's going to not overwhelm you, that's the main thing that I would say. So yeah, I'd love you to come and join us. This was my first video recorded podcast episode. I would love to know what you think. Do you have any thoughts about how I could improve this setup? Shall I sit on the sofa next time? Maybe. I probably wouldn't get a dead leg. But yeah, let me know. And I'm really glad that I did this. I'm really glad that I did something about the thought that I was having. My podcast recording will always get better from this point. But being a beginner is so useful because that's just the start. You're going to always learn from it. So here's my beginning of this recorded podcast, and I'm really excited. I might actually make a note to myself to come back in 1 year's time on the 21st of July 2027 and see how much this podcast has changed to recording these episodes, because that is something I would really like to look at. Okay, do you wave if you say bye? You won't be able to see it if you're listening on headphones, will you? But thank you so much for listening. I will speak to you soon. If you know anyone else that would find this podcast useful, please pass it on to them. Let me know if there's any topics you would like me to cover, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.